Thanks for downloading the Beyond the Numbers podcast. If you hear anything you need clarity on or want more information, visit mycampbellandco.cpa. You can also find more contact information in today's show notes. Thanks for listening. And now, the Beyond the Numbers podcast.
Welcome back to Beyond the Numbers, the show where we talk about business, technology, leadership, and the stuff nobody teaches you before they hand you a login and expect you to act like a professional. Today, I want to talk to students, future accountants, future finance professionals, advisors, and really, I want to talk to the interns because every year, firms hire interns, and every year, students ask the same question. What do you actually expect from us? Not the brochure version, not the career fair version, and not the LinkedIn version, where everyone says be yourself and work hard. No. What do we really expect from you if you want to walk in on day one and make people think, yep, that one's different? Here's the good news. We don't expect you to know everything. We do not expect you to walk in knowing tax law inside or out. We don't expect you to understand every work paper, every ERP, every process or acronym or client situation. Frankly, if you act like you know everything on day one, that's a red flag. That's cocky. What we do expect is something else. We're looking for signals. Signals that you're going to grow fast. Signals that you care. Signals that you understand how work actually creates value. That you're not just here to complete an internship for class credit and then vanish into the mist like a tax deduction with no support. So today, I'm giving you 5 things you need to deliver on day one if you want to win as an intern in the accounting industry. Not someday, not after 6 months, not once you feel ready. Day one, and things that I've taken to heart over my career. So number 1, deliver unexpected value. This is the first one because it's the most obvious when it happens. The interns who stand out do not just do what was asked. They do what was asked plus this, plus that, and plus this. Plus a lot. Not random extra work, not chaos, not freelancing on your own side quest while your manager is waiting on the actual deliverable. I mean useful extra value. You were asked to clean up a spreadsheet, cool. You cleaned it up, standardized the format, added a tab with assumptions, flagged 3 inconsistencies, and made the file easier for the next person to use. You were asked to help document a process. Cool. You documented it, but also you spotted 2 bottlenecks and you suggested a cleaner way to handle it next time. You were asked to pull data. Cool. You pulled it, checked for weird outliers, and asked one smart question that made everyone realize there was an issue upstream. That's unexpected value, going above and beyond what was asked, but still in the right direction. It makes people feel something very simple about you. This person made the work better than I thought it would be. They did more. This person made the work better than I thought it would be. That's gold. And in today's world, this can show up in ways that were not even possible a few years ago. Maybe you know a little automation. Maybe you can write formulas. Maybe you can build a quick script and leverage AI in a way that the actual professionals can't even use. Maybe you can do some vibe coding and throw together a tiny internal tool, checklist, dashboard, or workflow that saves somebody 20 minutes. Now that stuff matters. That's impressive. Not because we need you to show up as the office robot wizard, but because it shows us something deeper about you and what you're capable of. It shows us you actually like solving problems. And trust me, that stands out fast because there's a huge difference between I completed the task and I made the outcome better. That second person gets remembered. And here's the line I want every intern to remember. Do not just finish the assignment, improve the assignment. That does not mean go rogue, it means think. Ask yourself, what would make this more useful? What would make this easier for the next person? What would make this more accurate? What would move the needle further than expected? That is how you create surprise in a good way. And surprise is powerful. It's impressive. It's desirable. Because in professional services, managers are overwhelmed. Deadlines are real. And most people are just hoping nothing catches on fire before lunch. So when an intern comes in and quietly makes something better than expected, people notice. And they notice it fast. Number 2, be obviously coachable and hungry to grow. Coachable. Here's something students need to hear. You are not supposed to know much yet. That's okay. Actually, it's more than okay. It is expected. You know what's not okay? Acting like feedback is an insult. Getting defensive every time someone corrects you. Needing to protect your ego instead of just improving your work. Don't take things personal. The best interns have a posture that says, I know I don't know much yet, but I'm going to learn faster than anybody else. That is a killer mindset. Because if I'm hiring or mentoring an intern, I'm not asking, are they finished? I'm asking, how fast can this person absorb, adapt, improve, and level up? That's what I care about. A coachable intern hears, hey, next time label this more clearly. And they think, got it, I'll do it next time. Not, well, technically I thought this, I did this because of this. No, just take it in. No one cares what you technically thought if the output still confused everybody. Coachable people get reps faster. They earn trust faster. They get more opportunities faster. And honestly, this is true for your whole career. People will forgive inexperience. They will forgive nervousness. They will forgive a lot of honest mistakes. They will not forgive arrogance. No one loves arrogance, especially beginner arrogance. That's the worst kind because it usually shows up right next to low accuracy. And low accuracy has no place in our profession. So here's a better approach. Walk in humble, walk in alert, and walk in ready. Say things like, thanks, I'll fix that. That makes sense. Can you show me how you'd want that structured? I see what I missed, and I'll remember that next time. That kind of person is easy to invest in. And let me say this too, being coachable does not mean being passive. It does not mean nodding your head like a dashboard bobblehead and never thinking for yourself. It means you're open enough to learn and strong enough to apply what you learn immediately. That is different. And it's rare. Number 3, show that you get it. This is a huge one. Maybe my favorite one. The interns who stand out are the ones who get it. Not just the task, the purpose. What are we doing? Why are we doing it? What does success look like at the end? Who is this for? What decision is this work supposed to support? That matters because accounting is not about moving numbers around like little decorative pebbles. It's about helping people trust decisions, understand performance, reduce risk, run businesses better, file correctly, stay compliant, plan smarter. See reality for what it is. When you get that, your work changes. When someone gives you a project and you understand the end goal, you need less hand-holding. That's gold. Because now you're not just following instructions, you're moving toward an outcome. That is a big difference. A mediocre intern asks, what exactly do you want me to type here? A great intern asks, what should this help us do when it's done? That question changes everything. Because once you visualize the finish line, your brain starts helping. Now you can catch errors. You can make judgment calls. You can flag when something feels off. Now you can move with context instead of waiting for every tiny instruction or asking for instruction. That is what professionals do. They understand the outcome. So if you want to impress people fast, ask better questions. What is the end result we need? Who is going to use this? How will we know this is right? Is speed more important here or completeness? Because there's risk. If you're going to go faster, we might not get everything. That's an inherent risk. This is not overthinking. It's just business awareness. And when an intern has business awareness early in their career, it's just freaking cool. It's impressive because now I'm not just looking at a student. I'm seeing the beginning of an advisor, a colleague. Number 4, require less direction than expected. Now, let's be clear. You're going to need direction. Of course you are. You're new. But the interns who stand out do something really powerful here. They don't just need the same thing explained to them 5 times. They listen, they take notes, they think, they try on their own. They come back with progress, not helplessness. Hey, I tried this and I did this. I didn't get this. Something seems off. Where am I wrong? I'm at a standstill, but I did all this work. What should I be doing differently? How should I be thinking about this? That's huge. Nothing kills momentum like this. Maybe the manager asks, hey, can you do that thing? And you say, sure. 5 minutes later, wait, what thing? 10 minutes later, where was that again? 15 minutes later, do you want it in Excel or a PDF? And on and on and on. At some point, people start wondering if they hired an intern or just adopted a baby bird. Here is what great interns do instead. They capture instructions. They repeat back the mission if needed. Repeat it back. You ask to repeat instructions. And that's okay. Ask. They make a smart first attempt. And they solve what they can solve. And when they ask a question, it is a better question because they've already tried it, right? If you've already tried it, you're going to be so much better off than not having tried it and still having questions. That's also going to build confidence. A question like, I took a first pass at this, 2 items matched cleanly, 1 didn't, and I think it's because of the naming convention. Do you want me to standardize based on the source file or reporting format? That's just so beautiful. This is a working professional in training. It says I listened, I thought, I moved. Now I need targeted guidance, not babysitting. This is what managers love too. I love it. It's just impressive. Because every firm is busy, every person's busy, every team is stretched thin, and people are always asking themselves a silent question. Does helping this person cost me energy or create energy? The best interns start creating energy quickly. And no, that does not mean perfection. It means momentum. All right, number 5, this is the last one. Bring energy people actually want to be around. This is just be fun. This one gets overlooked, but it matters more than students realize. Be fun, be enjoyable, be someone people want to be in the room with. And I don't mean fake, bubbly theater. I don't mean acting. I mean bring good energy, curiosity, humor, engagement, personality, a sense that you're glad to be here because you share in our purpose. You share in our vision. A sense that work can be serious without being so serious that it's just not fun. Accounting is hard enough. The deadlines are real. The hours can be stressful. The pressure is real. So when someone joins a team and they're sharp, useful, humble, and just enjoyable to be around, I'm telling you, that matters. And that means a lot to everyone. People want to teach people they enjoy. People want to help people who are pleasant to work with. And people want to remember the intern who made the room lighter while still doing good work. There's something powerful about someone who can say, I'm new, but I'm in, let's go. That attitude is magnetic. And yes, professionalism matters. Read the room, know your audience. Do not act like an open mic night in the audit room, okay? Maybe sometimes speak your mind, but other times just know when not to. I speak my mind quite a bit. I probably shouldn't, but hey, it happens. But please do not confuse professionalism with lifelessness. You're allowed to have personality. You're allowed to care. You're allowed to be enthusiastic. Honestly, one of the biggest things an intern can communicate is, I actually like this stuff. This is exciting. And if you love solving messy Excel problems, say it. If automation is fun to you, show it. If you built a side project just because you wanted to see if it could work, that's awesome. I want to see that. Your team members want to see it. If they're not excited too, that's probably not the right team for you. Go find somewhere else, as you're probably not going to be happy there. If you mess around with prompts, scripts, formulas, dashboards, and workflows and cool tools because it scratches your brain in the right way, that tells us something. It tells us that this is not just a job application for you. It tells us you might actually be built for this. And that is fun. F-U-N. The bigger point. Let me zoom out. What do I expect from interns? Not mastery, not polish, not 10 years of experience by next Thursday. I do expect signs, though. Signs that you can create value, signs that you can learn fast, signs that you understand the mission, signs that you can move without constant rescue, and signs that your presence makes the team better. That is what winning looks like early. And here is the beautiful part. None of that requires you to be the smartest person in the room. It requires you to care more, think more, observe, and adapt. And act like your internship is not just a temporary class assignment, because it's not. It's an audition, not in a scary way, in a real way. Every email, every file, every question, every follow-up, every task, every interaction that you have. You're telling people who you are, and usually much earlier than you think. So to every student entering the accounting industry, here's my message to you. You do not need to show up finished. You do not need to show up fearless. You do not need to show up knowing everything. But you do need to show up ready to contribute, deliver unexpected value, be coachable, get the purpose, move with initiative, and bring energy. Do that, and people will trust you faster than your resume ever could. And once people trust you, they teach you more. They give you more. They bet on you more. That is how careers start. Not with perfection, with proof. Proof that you are worth investing in. And if you are an intern listening to this right now, here's my challenge to you. On your first day, do one thing that makes somebody say, wow, I did not expect that. That is the game. That's how you win. And honestly, it's also how you build a career that is a hell of a lot more interesting than just checking boxes and hoping someone notices. Thanks for tuning in to Beyond the Numbers. This has been very enjoyable. We'll catch you next time where we go beyond the spreadsheets, beyond the chaos, and of course, beyond the numbers.